Might be some day far away. Yeah, I'm going fast, so I'm switching lanes. Didn't wanna switch up on the game.
What's up, guys? Slimeball FM, and let's get straight to it. So since the last episode, we've had some extremely solid form, but there's been, a few iffy results. But besides that, it's been pretty great. So first we started out with a 4-1 win with LaPaglia getting 2 goals and an assist. And then we had a 1-1 tie against Tottenham, where Patrick Hansen came off the bench and scored. A win against Hartlepool with Andy and Phil Neville scoring before a very disappointing 3-0 loss to Southampton. Then we tied 0-0 to Blackburn and lost 1-0 to Liverpool. So at this point, we were in pretty bad form. We won on penalties to Portsmouth, but it wasn't like an incredibly great result, obviously. And then a Svensson header in the 53rd minute gave us a 1-0 win against Bolton. We won 2-0 against Fulham and the Welsh Magician with a goal from LaPaglia and a goal from Yobo, before a 7-1 explosion against West Ham, where Bojan had 3 goals, LaPaglia had 1, Nani had 1, Ricardo Quaresma had 1, and Yobo had 1. Bojan scored his debut goal in the same game that he got a hat-trick. So, I mean, that was obviously an incredible match for him, but I do need to see more consistency from him. As although he has 3 and 7, which isn't a terrible ratio, they were all in the same game where we didn't really need them, as we won 7-1. And then we won 2-0 against Wigan with a goal from Kallstrom and a goal from Leon Osman, before losing 4-1 very embarrassingly to Good Andy and Newcastle, where Good Andy scored 2, Obafemi Martin scored 2, and Kim Kallstrom scored the 1 for us. We lost 4-1 before, in our last league game, beating Aston Villa 1-0 in a game where they had 2 red cards. So if we hadn't won, it would have been extremely embarrassing. But Leon Osman slotted home a penalty in the 63rd. And, although this is definitely not the most convincing victory, 3 points is 3 points. So this puts us in the 4th place in the league at this point. But if you look at the table, it's actually extremely close, with only 8 points separating 4th and 15th, and only 5 points separating 13th and 4th. So obviously, I mean, we can't afford to be just losing matches or throwing away points. And we still have a lot of the big boys to play left. I'm pretty sure we haven't played like Arsenal, Man U, as they're coming up. Man U is going to be in this episode. Portsmouth is the other match we play in this episode. Portsmouth is down into 16th place, but Man U is obviously the big match, and then Arsenal is the one after that. So, I mean, obviously there's a lot of big matches coming up. We should have gone farther in the League Cup. We're going to definitely try harder to get far in the FA Cup. But with that being said, let's get into the first match of the episode against Portsmouth. Schlet. So this is the lineup that we're going to go for the next match. We have Amelia in goal, Laquise, Svensson, Yobo, Zaccardo. While we're at it, I just want to say Amelia has been absolutely outstanding. I mean, obviously he's a goalkeeper, so his average rating he's not going to show that, but I'm pretty sure it's got to be like a 6.9 or something like that, which is, for a goalkeeper, obviously incredible. I don't know why I can't click on anything right now. His average rating is a 6.93, so I mean, obviously he's having an impeccable season. And then we have Kallstrom and Montari in the middle, Nani, LaPaglia, Quaresma across the midfield 3 before Bojan in front of them. Bojan has an average rating of 7, which isn't bad. His last 5 games he has a 7.4, with, of course, the hat-trick being right here. But with that being said, let's get straight into it, baby. All right, so their lineup, they're playing a 5 at the back, so it's just 5 across, with Nico Crankshar is obviously a player I know. But obviously they're playing extremely defensive. I mean, they have struggled a lot this season, so it does make sense. But against us in the League Cup, it did take a lot for us to beat them. So I'm wondering if this is going to be a harder game than I anticipate, because we really haven't been that convincing of a side, just because we really don't have the goal threat from a striker. But Quaresma, what a finish that is from Quaresma. And he's been a better player to me than Nani showed in his first season. Quaresma has not needed nearly as much of the adjustment time that has taken Nani to so far. But Quaresma plays the ball into the pass of Zaccardo. He gets it right back, and then just on the turn hits it in the bottom corner. That's a brilliant goal, and we go at 1-0 in the 9th minute. Beautiful from Quaresma. That's a terrible tackle from Laquis, and Laquis looks like he's going to be getting a red card, and it is. Oh, that's poor. Now I'm going to have to figure out some way to get. My apologies. I had an interruption, but I'm going to have to figure out some way to fix this. So this is what I'm going to go with here. I'm just going to bring Montari back, because I feel like that's the only way that we can really compensate for the fact that with having no left back here, hopefully that they can cut this over. Obviously this puts us in a poor position, especially with only a 1-0 lead, and especially so early in the match to get a red card. I mean, Laquise just made an absolutely boneheaded decision there. And we're going to definitely have to play Alba in the Man U match then, because Laquise is going to get suspended. That's just a terrible choice from him. But now Now O'Neal looking around, he finds Wilhelmsen in the spot where obviously we have no defender. Nani's gotten back there brilliantly though, and now Lapaglia. Nani's sprinting forward to try to counter, but Lapaglia finds Bojan instead. Bojan looks for an option, finds Nani farther back than he obviously would normally be, but he runs forward, tries to get a shot off, but Niemi stops it before it can go into the top corner. And now we've reached halftime. We've dominated the possession, dominated the shots on target. But, I mean, we do want to see better from the boys. But obviously, now being a man down, it's going to be more difficult to see that. I'm going to say I'm not happy with your performance. Yobo, pussy ass, I'm going to say I'm not happy with your performance. And, okay, he's just a pussy. All right, I don't know what to do about that. But hopefully, he won't. He won't let them stop his performance from being good. But now it is complacent, which is obviously unfortunate. But being a man down, we really can't have that. I'm not going to take him out just because of it, because he's obviously an extremely quality player. But now Taiwo looks for Crankjar, Ashton on the throw-in, and now they have space to put a ball in here. They choose to do that on Wilhelmsen. What a volley that is! But Amelia keeps it out brilliantly, as he has been showing. He's showing the skills he's been showing all season. And Kallstrom's shot is just a whisker away from the goal there. That's brilliant from Kallstrom, but he just can't get it in. He just can't get it in there in the last gasp. I feel like I just can't speak English today. I don't know what it is. I'm just saying things, and then I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, that shit just didn't make any fucking sense. Who knows what that means? Honestly, who knows what I've been talking about? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, that means I've probably cut out everything I've said in this entire episode. This episode is probably literally 30 seconds long. If you don't know what I'm talking about, otherwise, I mean, you just absolutely must have an idea what I'm talking about. But Sahin's gonna come in from Kallstrom. Maybe I would switch his role around. Deep line playmaker doesn't seem right. I'm going to keep him at advanced. And then, besides that, I think I'll take out... I mean, I can't take out anybody else, right? No, I can't. I can take out Nani and put in Jordi Alba. That's what we're going to go with for the last 15 minutes of the match. And there is another chance here. Hopefully this corner, just as our highlight, Svensson comes across and his header just goes over the bar. Our corner and set pieces have really been... a lot of what's carried us throughout, as we've gotten a lot of goals from Svensson and Yobo. I mean, not like a ridiculous amount, but I mean enough to where like it's obviously a strength of ours. They're going more attacking. They're going a traditional 5 at the back, but instead we end up winning the match 1-0. We only have 3 shots on target, but I mean we've done enough to win the match. We had the goal from Quaresma earlier in the match, and then and that's really after the red card. We've just kind of held on, not really done too much, not really threatened too much, but at the same time, we've done enough to get the 3 points, and that's what matters. And we win 6 straight. I also forgot to mention that last month I was the manager of the month, so I mean, But also, it just shows that we've been in good form lately, even if we're not winning convincingly with a lot of 1-0s here. First of all, defensively, our record's been spectacular. Second of all, even though we might not be convincing offensively, we're still doing enough to win matches. And now we've leapfrogged into 3rd place. Even I mean, if Man U wins, they will obviously pass us, but Chelsea's behind us, and then the rest of the teams, they're all like in the same point range, trying to fight to get into these European places. But we're really not even that far off the title. I'm not trying to talk crazy, but at the same time, we are kind of going crazy. So I'll be back for the Manchester United match. Big unfortunate news here. Ricardo Quaresma is out with an injury for 4 to 6 weeks, sports hernia. Obviously this is going to make it pretty difficult. We can play Andy out to the right side, but it's not going to be the same. We did see the goal that he scored in the last match, the impact he had. And I mean, beating Man U was going to be a tough task anyway, even without Ronaldo, who has gone to Real Madrid just as he had in real life. However, without Quaresma, it's going to just be a difficult task, and I think that we just have to go into this game, diligent. Hopefully, we can get at least a point out of this match to keep our Champions League dreams alive. So this is what we're going for the next match. We have Amelia in goal, Alba on the left with Zaccardo on the right, Svensson, Yobo in the middle, Sahin and Montari in front, Nani, Lapaglia, and Osman across the front line, and McFadden coming back in the side. He's been out with a ligament injury for the last few months. I mean, he's been out for basically the entire season. So Bojan's going to be stepped down to the bench. Lichtsteiner, Kallstrom, Bojan, Zamuto, Juan Manuel Torres, and Victor Anichebe are on the bench. So let's get straight to it. That is quite a strong side. Of course, Ben Foster may be a little bit weak for a goalkeeping option. They have Hines on the left, Dani Alves in the right, Johnny Evans and Piqué in the back, Albelda, Carrick, and Riquelme as a midfield 3 is incredible. With, of course, Ibra on the left, Gavu on the right, and Robinho on the striker. I mean, this little Ibra-Robinho thing seems a little bit backwards, but they have on the bench, just in case they need them, they have Vidic and Ferdinand to rotate in. So they have Piqué, Vidic, and Ferdinand on the same side. They have Scholes in the bench just in case, Giuseppe Rossi, Partey's son, Trezeguet. This is gonna be a hard one. And our old friend Tim Howard too from the first season. And now Robinho's been played through here. Robinho has a chance to shoot, and it's just wide from him. I mean, we've definitely been played through there a little bit easy. They have the majority of the possession. We're not really completing passes on our usual percentage. I mean, they definitely have rattled us here. Ibra has a big presence out wide, and Sidney Govou scores a goal, his second of the season, and Manchester United go up 1-0 against Everton. Across. I mean, it's just Alba maybe needs a little bit more experience with in matches. I mean, that marking is just not good enough. Govou should not get enough space to take that shot. Now Ibra, of course, wow, that doesn't seem correct. I mean, that's a horrendous shot, and I mean, it was Ibrahimovic. I don't think he would ever do something like that. Maybe he hit it too hard, but that was poor. But it's ball in for Svensson. Sahin's header. I thought I was gonna die. I thought I just died. Well, anyway, Sahin's header hits the top of the bar, and now they have another chance. Govou. Oh, Riquelme, what a ball! And now Robinho has a chance. He finds Ibrahimovic, and Ibrahimovic, another poor finish. A player of his quality has to be scoring those, but we're lucky he's not. Shit. Now we have a corner here. Lapaglia, we know the ball he can put in. He looks for Svensson. He can't find him, and now McFadden saw him back. Svensson. Oh, wow. Wow, that's poor. Wow, Svensson he's running like a cow stuck in sludge. Govou's tackled by Sahin, brilliant. Great work back from Sahin in order to get back there. Now McFadden does very poorly there to try to get past Piqué. I mean, Piqué is a legend. McFadden's a fucking milk farmer compared to him. And now, he's quite good. He's quite good. That's 10 for the season for Robinho. I think we're about 12 games in. I mean, that's a brilliant ball from Carrick. I've never seen him do any shit like that. But Carrick plays a ball like he's prime Zidane, and it just bangs it into Robinho. And Robinho, of course, that's a brilliant finish. Nothing Amelia can do there. I'm not blaming him at all. We have had the majority of the possession, so if you're playing the possession game, I don't know what the fuck they do on TikTok, bro. I've never been on that app in my life, but that shit, I'm trying to do some of those, what do they do? Like this shit. They hit the whoa, but they do it like shit like that, bro. I don't know what the fuck they be doing here, but anyway, let's get back to the game here. Riquelme into Robinho. That's a goal, right? Goal. Oh, what a save from Amelia! What a save! And that Amelia kind of bad, bro. Marco, Amelia kind of bad. Amelia kind of bad. You know what I'm talking about? AGT. You know what I'm saying? All right. Anyway, we go to halftime here. Manchester United is up 2-0. I mean, obviously, they've definitely deserved it. I mean, they are the much better team, so what do we really expect here? But I'm going to, especially after we watched the last game. The last game was abysmal. I know we won, but I'm going to say give the media a worthy display. I don't know why the fuck you'd care about what the media think, but anyway, we'll just tell them that. We'll put in Lichtsteiner because Ricardo's having a fucking shocker. So we'll put in Lichtsteiner, he's probably appalled that he's just a bench option for a mid-table Premier League club, considering that he was playing, tons and tons of minutes at his last club. So I mean, he's definitely been hard done by here. Lapaglia puts a ball in, looks for Sahin. Yobo gets into it instead, and he hits the bar. Then the second effort looks like it just bounced off Carrick and went out for a corner. Now Lapaglia could put another ball in here. This is really all the reason he's in the team, is to put the balls in, and that's a great ball. And I don't know what Svensson's done there, but we're still without a goal here. Lapaglia, one more chance to put a ball in for Yobo, and Yobo's done brilliantly to shed his marker, but he just heads the ball over the goal, and 3 brilliant set pieces from Lapaglia. Now they have a throw in. Dani Alves into Carrick, finds Govou, and now Riquelme has space to operate, and that's a poor ball. He was looking for Robinho, but he definitely didn't find him well enough there. Now Amelia has, I'd say, probably 3 or 4 options. I mean, maybe or all the options in the world, you know what I'm saying? Badass bitch. Nani runs to the right, finds Lichtsteiner, Montari, Sahin, Lapaglia, Sahin. Now Jordi Alba is in tons of space. Nani into McFadden, but his shot's blocked, and that may be the chance that was this highlight, and it was. Obviously, it didn't seem like a big chance from our angle, but the shot was in a dangerous area, so I do understand why it was a highlight. And now they have a chance here. Heinz finds Albelda. And Montari, that's a brilliant tackle. That's an absolutely brilliant tackle. And he might take it all himself, and he does, and that's very poor from Sully Montari. But, I mean, I do have to be even glad that we even had that chance because that was all of his doing. He reminds me of a just much, much better Idrissa Gueye. So, we're going to... Ooh, Zaccardo cannot... I mean, Svensson cannot come off, even though he's very tired. We're going to put on Kallstrom here. We're going to put on... Oh, that's not the correct player. Okay. We're going to put on... Jesus, hold on. I'll make the subs. So here we go. We subbed on Kim Kallstrom for Nuri Saw him, and then we also put on Bojan for McFadden because I hadn't seen anything from him in this match so far. The subs made absolutely no impact on the rest of this match. We've lost 2-0, which is unfortunate, but obviously this is a great team. I mean, we can't. This isn't really like not too bad of a result for to be honest with you. We're still into 4th place. Obviously, there's a lot of teams yet left to play. If Chelsea win, they'll pass us. If Charlton win, they definitely won't pass us. So worst things worse, we're into 6th place. I mean, obviously, our expectation is top half, especially with all the players that we lost in the summer. So this is a little bit of a rebuilding year, and I'm also without a striker. I definitely needs to be my next priority. I did kind of ignore it completely. I mean, I was just kind of dropping money on players as I saw them, and then I realized that I didn't have a striker once the season started. So thank you guys for watching so much. If you enjoyed the video, come back tomorrow for another one, and I'll see you guys later. Schlat, schlat, schlat. Wait, what's it? Ooh, I hit that bitch, bro. What was it? Bro, y'all are not. Niggas sitting there thinking, he is not 18 years old, bro. This nigga's 35.
80 on the dash, one cynical purple tinted Lambo, indigo teal. Goes from my show identical. Out of this world, that they went to a festival. They're going crazy.